Welcome to Washington University's recognition ceremony for December degree candidates and August graduates. I'm John Droback, Grand Marshal for these ceremonies. We will begin with the singing of America the Beautiful by the Washington University Chamber Choir, directed by Dr. Nicole Aldrich. Please rise. I now present the Chancellor of Washington University, Dr. Mark Wrighton.
Good morning, and congratulations to a great group of students who have now completed, or almost completed, their degree requirements. It's a real pleasure to welcome all of you, family, friends, as well as these distinguished new graduates of Washington University. Yesterday, Provost Holden Thorpe presented the names of the prospective new graduates to the Board of Trustees. Chairman Craig Schnook called for a vote, and it was approved unanimously. So we have very high expectations as you wrap up your degree programs, take your final exams, and we'll be wishing you well as you continue beyond Washington University. I'm very pleased that Chairman Craig Schnook could join us this morning. I'd like him to stand and be recognized. Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Craig Schnook. And this morning, we have another member of the Board of Trustees, Steve Lipstein, as our keynote speaker. Steve Lipstein has been a member of the Board of Trustees for many years in his capacity as the Chief Executive Officer of BJC HealthCare. As BJC HealthCare's leader, he oversees one of the nation's largest organizations of its kind, with $5 billion in net revenue and more than 31,000 employees in the greater St. Louis, Southern Illinois, and mid-Missouri regions. BJC HealthCare is, in fact, the largest employer in the state of Missouri. This organization, together with Washington University School of Medicine, serves patients and their families in urban, suburban, and rural communities through its 15 hospitals and other health service organizations. Its teaching hospitals, Barnes Jewish Hospital and St. Louis Children's Hospital, are affiliated with Washington University's Great School of Medicine. Additionally, Steve Lipstein serves as Executive Board Chair of the BJC Collaborative. This is an 8-health system organization spanning eastern Kansas, all of Missouri, and southern Illinois. Mr. Lipstein is a native of Wilmington, Delaware. Over the past 4 decades, Lipstein's education and professional career have taken him from educational experiences at Emory to professional leadership roles around the country, from Massachusetts General Hospital to Johns Hopkins Hospital to the University of Chicago Hospitals, and finally to BJC HealthCare here in St. Louis, where he's been Chief Executive Officer since 1999. He's been a person with deep commitment to advancing human health. St. Louis is a better and healthier place now, committed to high-quality care for all of its residents because of the work of Steve Lipstein and his colleagues at BJC HealthCare. In addition to leading BJC, Steve is also deeply committed to serving St. Louis and larger medical communities as a volunteer. He serves on the St. Louis Regional Health Commission and sits on the board of the Missouri Hospital Association. He serves on the boards of Ameren and Teach for America St. Louis, as well as Washington University's and Emory University's Board of Trustees. He's a former chairman of the Board of Directors of the St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank. In 2013, Steve Lipstein was named St. Louis Citizen of the Year. This is an award presented by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch to a St. Louisan who serves the community with distinction. And in 2014, he was elected for membership in the National Academy of Medicine. Steve Lipstein has recently announced that he will be concluding his tenure as CEO at BJC. He has served very effectively and with great distinction, and I'm very pleased that one of his wrap-up responsibilities is to serve as our keynote speaker this morning for our December and August graduates of Washington University. Please join me in welcoming Steve Lipstein.
Good morning. Chancellor Wrighton, thank you for those kind words of introduction and for inviting me to be a part of these commencement proceedings. And to the December graduating class of 2017 at Washington University, my heartfelt congratulations. Very soon, in a matter of just minutes, Chancellor Wrighton will confer upon you, all of you, the degrees that will verify your years of hard work, many hours of study, and a whole lot of learning. Graduates, pause for a moment. Right now, look around you. Find the eyes of somebody who is here today to celebrate with you. Not my eyes. There you go. Okay. Your mom or dad, a brother or sister, a wife or a husband, a friend or a classmate, a grandparent or a child, a professor or advisor. These are the people who have been cheering for you all the years that you have known them. And while today is your day, think about how much more special this day is because of those with whom you share it. Many years from now, you will not remember my name. It's a long shot that you will remember anything I am about to say. But all of these people you are looking at right now, take them along with you on life's journey. They will be there for you, and you will be there for them. I extend my congratulations to all the moms, dads, uncles, aunts, and grandparents out there. Thank you for being part of this celebration. Being a commencement speaker is no easy assignment. I worry that not many moms and dads out there can remember who spoke at their graduations, let alone recall what the speaker had to say. So to help me prepare for today, and in keeping with the times, I did research the new-fashioned way. I asked Siri to find me the top 10 commencement speeches in recent history. Siri gave me the New York Times list, which includes speeches by Steve Jobs, Conan O'Brien, Winston Churchill, George Marshall, John Kennedy, and Stephen Colbert. I began to panic. As Chancellor Wrighton shared with you, underneath my fancy titles, I am a hospital administrator. I did not invent the iMac or the iPad or the iPhone. I have never been the leader of a country during wartime, and I do not have my own TV show. In fact, Stephen Colbert finished his commencement address at Knox College giving the graduates just 2 pieces of advice. He said, first, being pre-approved for a credit card does not mean you have to apply for it. And second, the best career advice he would give you is to get your own TV show. It pays well, the hours are good, and you are famous, and eventually some very nice people will give you an honorary degree for doing jack squat. Interestingly enough, some of the most popular commencement speakers in recent memory are the late-night talk show hosts. So in keeping with that theme, in reading many commencement talks in search of inspiration for my appearance here today, I have developed my own version of Dave Letterman's top 10 commencement address messages. Number 10, Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York City. Graduates, throughout your lives, do not be afraid of saying what you believe is right, no matter how unpopular it may be, especially when it comes to defending the rights of others. Standing up for the rights of others is, in some ways, even more important than standing up for your own rights. Because when people seek to repress freedom for some and you remain silent, you are complicit in that repression and you may well become its victim. Number 9, J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series. We do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of Great Britain. Never give in, never give in, never, never, never. In nothing great or small, large or petty, never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. Bradley Whitford, the actor. Take action. Every story you've ever connected with, every leader you have ever admired, every puny little thing that you have ever accomplished is the result of taking action. You have a choice. You can either be a passive victim of circumstance, or you can be the active hero of your own life. At number 6, Steve Jobs, the Apple CEO. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living somebody else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. At number 5, back to Stephen Colbert, the comedian. You will truly serve only what you love, because as the prophet says, service is love made visible. If you love friends, you will serve your friends. If you love community, you will serve your community. If you love money, you will serve your money. And if you love only yourself, you will serve only yourself, and you will have only yourself. Try to love others and serve others, and hopefully find those who love and serve you in return. David Foster Wallace, the author. Learning how to think really means learning how to exercise some control over how and what you think. It means being conscious and aware enough to choose what you pay attention to and to choose how you construct meaning from experience. Russell Baker, the author and columnist. Listen once in a while. It is amazing what you can hear. On a hot summer day in the country, you can hear the corn growing, the cracks of a tin roof under the power of the sun. In a real old-fashioned parlor sense, so deep you can hear the dust settling on the velveteen settee, you might hear the footsteps of something sinister gaining on you, or a heart-stoppingly phrase from Mozart you haven't heard since childhood, or the voice of somebody now gone, whom you loved. Or sometime when you're talking up a storm so brilliant, so charming that you can hardly believe how wonderful you are, pause just a moment and listen to yourself. It's good for the soul to hear yourself as others hear you, and next time, maybe, just maybe, you will not talk so much, so loudly, so brilliantly, so charmingly, so utterly, shamelessly, foolishly. Number 2, George Marshall, general and statesman, and very importantly, he spoke these words in 1947. It is logical that the United States should do whatever it is able to do to assist in the return of normal economic health in the world, without which there can be no political stability and no assured peace. Our policy is directed not against any country or doctrine, but against hunger, poverty, desperation, and chaos. Its purpose should be the revival of a working economy in the world so as to permit the emergence of political and social conditions in which free institutions can exist. And at number 1, I take one more quote from J.K. Rowling. "I have one last hope for you," she said. "The friends with whom I sat on graduation day have been my friends for life. They are my children's godparents, the people to whom I have been able to turn in times of trouble, friends who have been kind enough not to sue me when I have used their names for Death Eaters. At our graduation, we were bound by enormous affection, by our shared experience of a time that could never come again, and of course, by the knowledge that we held certain photographic evidence that would be exceptionally valuable if any of us ran for prime minister." So much for the wisdom of others. Now some graduation guidance from me, the hospital administrator. Today I have a distinct privilege of serving as a chief executive of one of the nation's largest and most prestigious healthcare organizations, BJC HealthCare. But I didn't start out here. Years before I received a bachelor's degree, I started as a nursing unit clerk on a nursing unit at Emory University Hospital, working the 3 to 11 shift Saturday and Sunday evenings while I was in college. On Saturday and Sunday evenings at Emory's Hospital, many unit clerks were students, people I got to know on a first-name basis. Joe in the pharmacy, Mary in food services, Peter in linen services, Jeff in the laboratory. I could pick up the phone, speak with somebody who knew my name, and I knew theirs. And I felt like we, the weekend evening shift unit clerks, ran the place. We could get anything done. Lifelong lesson number 1. Working with people, knowing their names, and knowing their stories is the best way to get things done. Not working over them, not working under them, working alongside of them. On that nursing unit at Emory Hospital, we had people working there who ranged in education from those who had not graduated from high school to those with more than a dozen years of education and professional training after college. Each of them had an important role to play in serving the patients on our unit. Lifelong lesson number 2, everybody is important and everybody adds value to our work in service to others. Whether it be the housekeeper who cleans the floor in your room, the food service worker who serves your meals, the therapist who eases your pain, the nurse who tends to your illness or injury, the pharmacist who watches over your medicines, the surgeon who operates and repairs your body, and yes, even the nursing unit clerk turned hospital administrator turned CEO, we all have important roles to play. We all make a valuable contribution. We are all important, and none of us are more important or less important, more valuable or less valuable. We all need to do what we do and to do it to the best of our ability. Our very best teamwork produces the best possible outcomes for our patients and their families. Those are just 2 lifelong lessons that have served me well since the beginning of my healthcare career. A lot has changed since then. And now it is safe to say, as the Chancellor mentioned, that I am nearer to the end of my career than I am to the beginning. You can tell that I've been in healthcare a long time, because for most, the end of one's working days signals retirement. For me, it brings eligibility for Medicare. And in my forthcoming eligibility for Medicare comes a change in population demographics that may well be one of the most impactful changes in your working lives. You see, when Medicare was established back in 1965, there were 22 million people over the age of 65. If you lived to be 65 years old back then, on average, you were going to live another 7 or so years into your early 70s. Back then, we couldn't replace your aging joints, not your knees or your hips or your elbows or your shoulders. We could not rebuild and strengthen your spine. In 1965, we didn't insert stuff into your heart, not catheters or stents or valves or pacemakers or defibrillators. And back then, before the introduction of advanced chemotherapy, including biologics and gene therapy, before precision and radiation beam therapy, a stage 3 cancer meant almost certain and immediate death. And today, with advanced immune system therapeutics, we can replace failing kidneys and livers, hearts and lungs. What this means is that if I get to be age 65, on average, I will live another 19 years to reach age 84. And that means that when I get there, instead of 22 million Americans over the age of 65, there will be 80 million of us. You can expect that some, maybe all of the advances in medical science and technology that have characterized the past 50 years will be rendered obsolete during the next 50. New knowledge and new discoveries will lead to new treatments, new therapies, and new drugs. Lifelong lesson number 3, keep learning. Your school days may be behind you, but your learning curve is never ending. Your diploma doesn't tell us what you know. It tells us that you have been trained to learn and that you are now able to keep on learning during a career that will surely bring new information to whatever field of study you have thus far mastered. And finally, doesn't that sound nice whenever the commencement speaker says, "and finally"? Everybody sits up and opens their eyes and hopefully gets ready to clap politely as if on cue. And finally, today is a big deal for you. Today you become a graduate of Washington University. But as big a deal as it is to be a graduate of this wonderful university, that is not who you are. The degree does not define you, you define it. You will make the degree more valuable or less by your own deeds and actions. Lifelong lesson number 4. Always keep in mind that you have and will have much more important titles in life than the one that describes your profession. Being the CEO of BJC is not who I am. It is my current job. Who I am is son to Nan and Lenny Lipstein, brother to David, Bruce, and Carol, dad or dad-in-law to Kate, Greg, Laura, Ross, and Carolina, grandfather to Mira, and uncle to 9 nieces and nephews, and my most important and most meaningful title in life has been husband to Susan. Go forward, 2017 graduates of Washington University. Serve your profession and your fellow human beings with humility and dedication. Be a devoted son or daughter. If you have siblings, be a thoughtful brother or sister. If you marry, be a supportive spouse. If you have kids, be a nurturing dad or mom. And no matter what other life choices you may make, I hope you will be a person who loves and is loved. Good luck and Godspeed.
Chancellor Wrighton will now recognize each of the degree candidates. He will be assisted by William F. Tate, Dean of the Graduate School and Vice Provost for Graduate Education, representing all the graduate deans, and by Jennifer R. Smith, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, representing all of the undergraduate deans.
The candidates for the doctoral degrees will please stand to be recognized. The ushers will please escort the candidates to the stage.
Matthew Gorman. Judy A. Frayne. Tom Roman. Courtney Lynn Sufton. Taylor Diane Sheehan. John Larson Schmidt. Kei Fujigami. Nicholas Allen Allmayer. Laura Lee Arthur. Kyle Cottrell. Sharad Chandra Pudyal.
Candidates have been seated. Let's give a round of applause for the doctoral candidates. The candidates for the master's degree will please stand to be recognized. The ushers will please escort the candidates to the stage.
Radhika Prashant Kandukuri. Celia Ifoma Oweli. Richard Zen. Yuing Wang. Jiho Yang. Kenya Knight Patrick. Leah Garriga Lafferbreg. Jason Davelstein. Adnam Elatiat. Jamie Oberson Briggs. Xiying Ni. Shangru Ma. Ryu Shan. Alex Resch. Sean Lopez. Rohan Zhao. Xuanwei Li. Max Yang. Brian Williams. Zahira Fazel. Tina Youngsun Sun. Jiawei Chen. Yui Ling Kong. Yutong Sun. Ui Zhao. Xiaojin Wang. Yawande Taiwo. Aaron Enke. Nicole Elizabeth Divine Wilkins. Bofai Yu. Jianyi Zhu. Xiaohan Li. Thank you. Xiao Tong. David Carter. Yahweh Chai. Bruce David Schimmel. Mary Douglas. Dre Adam. Douglas D. Mashani. Madeline Murphy Smith. David Alexander Irvin. Mei Ting Liu. Wujing Jia. Yu Yi Chen. Yanfang Lu. Della M. L. Amin. Kevin Roy Bailey. Jennifer A. Thompson. Yanfang Lu. Yanfang Lu. Della M. L. Amin. Alice Marie Davis Wiley. Kevin Roy Bailey. Andrew Olney. Avi Jordan Klein. David Harrison Laramie. Stephen Denson. Patrick Lyle Sullivan. Elizabeth Miller Ehrman. Shara Davis. Keep your fingers crossed. Jennifer A. Thompson. Jiyang Liu. Frank Sun. Michael Jianling Yu. Leroy Davis. John William David Eads. Brianna Malin. Elena Catherine Ward. Haley Sumi. Douglas Croson. Leah Haley Polk. Elizabeth Andronic. Andrew Nicholas Aroma. Anaya Naranda Benegal. Jun Lu. Wanling Zhao. Shengbo Pan. Winter Pan. Linda Lee Zambito. Thomas George Gullius. Ross Barthode. Brody Austin Scott Roush. Rehan Pankanya Kalarachi. Jonathan Gregory Walsh. Andrew Howell, sorry. Rebecca Marianne Brody. You're welcome. Amanda Catherine Leary. Jaibe Albi Wu. Joe Fang. Shi Huang. Jiao Yang. Shan Chen. Yiwen Chan. Yuji Liang. Yifi Chan. Shiling Zhao. Yanyu Du. Shuyu Zhu. Hanru Shang. Maria Drasic. Paul Giordano. Jonathan Tang. Monica Nettles Johnson. Deborah Kennard. Samantha Nurnberger. Leslie Davis. Cashel D. Lewis. Stephen Kamau. Blake Kohlmeyer. Carl Kong. Chelsea Fuller. Matthew Gregory Genova. Yi Sun. Shirshak Aryal. Narata Shriniwas. Amanda Cross Hagerman. Laura Rundell. Elizabeth Sarah Khan. Christian D. Mancera Mejia. Benjamin Patrick Newberry. Xianyu Xu. Yuanqing Jin. Ellie Gobesh. Brendan Scott East. Madison Mayhew. Jose Francisco Agumatang. Abigail Catherine Gutman. Joan Elizabeth Smith. Emily Grace Johnson. Nashant Javant Yishampayun. Xiao Zhang. Shangxi Tian. Shui Lu. Luming Lu. Dongyi Wang. Christine Ma. Xiaoyu Zhu. Shijia Lu. Siobhan Marche Simmons. Siobhan Marche Simmons. Adufunki Alawabuka Ana Shunubi. I got that one. Quanisha Parker. Emily Rose Menninger. Sharon Denise Berrybell. Xiaowan Li. Po Shu Chen. Chen Yun Pai. Jessica Fredrickson. Brittany K. Oler. Courtney Ann Guntley. Tricia Dove. Rachel Elizabeth Martin. Madeline Kincaid. Miriam Hashimi. Taylor Jane Braun. Catherine Amanda Kowalczyk. Lisa Marie Murphy. Laura Beth Poulter. Shenchen Du. Shi Wang. Xiang Zhao. Denlin Fu. Hussein Hodaib. Caitlin's Keys Catherine Alice. Dee Lee. Zhang Zhuang Zhuang. Yongsen Lu. Ahana Gangbo Pade. Oindrila Chatterjee. Xiang Chen. Matthew Eric Rentley. Noah Scott Lieberman. Daniel Lewis Schneiderman. Nathan Allen Reed. Nungyu Song. Simon Harry Olson. Yingying Lu. Hoshang Zhao. Dayu Kong. Louis Woodhams. Ashiwin Sudaisian. Kevin Reyes. Xian Han. Ray Wong. Yushuan Jin. Caitlin Wallace Todd.
Jennifer A. Thompson.
Lakeisha Kunri Tong.
So we've had a great group of master's candidates. Let's give a big round of applause for these outstanding master's degree candidates. Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Professor Jennifer Smith, will assist me in recognizing bachelor's degree and associate's degree candidates. Would the candidates for the bachelor's degree and the associate's degree please stand and be recognized? The ushers will now escort the candidates to the stage.
Garrett Hamilton Hahn. Tommy Tianyu Yu. John Cardwell McCarthy. Christopher Arthur Andre Foyer. Adam Salim Rangwalo. Taylor Michael Vatunik. Natalie Nicole Orr. Lauren Francis Fournier. Alexandra Marie Swoboda. Brandon K. Guan Si. Kayla Elizabeth King. Vanetta P. Worthy. Carol Sharp. Jonathan Thomas Shields. William Jin. Jonathan David. Andrew Jacob Holtzman. Eli Sharam. Haley Wolf. Emily Maya Rubin. Kayla Elizabeth Holthouse. Diana C. Vitale. Angela Gao. Aaron Lee. Ishvinda Kaur. Ria Han. Cindy Chong. Benjamin Luskin. Brian Isaac Leibowitz. Vanessa Christie Lamb. Siddhant Dalal. Jonathan Yin Lee. Hong Shu. Lindsay Lee Wilkins. Sarah Elizabeth Miller. Molly Lawrence. Stephanie Lee Shekels. Jerron Michael Cook. Nicholas James Yeomans. Danielle Eduardo Jufra. Christian Bear. Taylor Wyatt Reynolds. Gabriel Patrick Owens. Taylor Diane Maxwell. Kathy J. Garrett. Lauren Raggi. Kristen Taylor Gazik. Julianne Hope Borelli. Logan Rutledge Spence. Suk Reagan. Samuel Wayne Hahn. Bailey Grace Lewandowski. Ricky J. Petinato. Frida Elizabeth Franco. Julia Naomi Franco. Shi-Chi Wu Wang. Michaela Teresa Voss. Hannah Leanne Chai. Shivram Bukta. Nicole Lauren Cooper. Jackson Bender Kellner. Cassidy Laurel Klein. Thanks. Leah Rose Robinson. Anna Winkler Hillel. Sung Hyun Chow. Kathleen Deonis Coffin. Grace Suzanne Lancaster. Josephine Cusworth. Benjamin Kim. Jessica Shear. Ian Brooks. Paul Wu Wang. Jun Chur Kim. Amanda Beth Rozier. Huyen Sun Park. Evelyn Shen. Andrea Lin. Alicia Meng. Nicholas Emmanuel Kotrakis. Catherine May Toms. Nicholas Leduc. Remy Michelle Guasque. Clayton Robert Anderson. John Benjamin Hauser. Mitchell Shelby. Alexander Lee Truss. Connor Addison O'Hara. Andrew Joshua Schaefer. Sean Killian Schaefer. Athea Manarajan. Gemma Alexander Rabat. Isabel Francine Georgeson. Danielle Rochelle Moore. Danny Sherrill. Rebecca Laura Schultz. Jing Shu. Winan Christine Zhao. Melissa Salazar. Scott Garrett Barnett. David Alexander Schoenfeld. Victoria Christina Kruppen. Tiffany Kirky. Vishal Krishnan. Kelly Marissa Andrulis. Ashley Chunyi Chu. Jennifer A. Thompson. Shivangi Bhatia. Grace Wang. Jamie Navid. Catherine M. Lewis. Oh, sorry. Antoine D. Thomas Sr. Paul R. Jashu.
So we've now recognized the associate and bachelor degree candidates. Another round of applause for these outstanding students. Thanks once again to all for joining us this morning for this recognition ceremony. This is not your commencement. That takes place in May. However, I know that many among these outstanding graduates, there will be plans to return to your homes in another country perhaps, taking up employment or continuing on to additional levels of higher education. So I know that not everyone will be able to join us in May for our commencement next spring. But I want to congratulate all of you. I hope I will see many of you and your family and friends in May. But for now, this is a time for you to celebrate. You have essentially, I expect the August degree candidates have done it. I expect the December graduates will do it. And it is a time to celebrate. So congratulations to you all. As students at Washington University, whatever degree you are receiving, you have made a difference to this institution. In this era, we say, as an institution, we are striving to prepare the next generation of society's leaders. That's you. We also are striving to advance human health, and I know that many among you are going to be engaged in that endeavor in one way or another. We're also working to promote innovation and entrepreneurship, and each of you can participate in that endeavor, no matter what your career plan will be. And finally, again, all of you can contribute to this goal of enhancing the quality of life for everyone. But there are many problems, there are many challenges to being able to advance the quality of life for all. We have both global and domestic challenges. We have issues surrounding climate change. Today is a beautiful day, but how many December 2nds do you know in St. Louis that would be as warm as today? The weather is not the climate change. There are days when it is uncommonly warm in history. But over time, we have seen the growth in the global temperature accompanying the growth in the accumulation of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. We have seen a higher frequency of severe storms, and scientists believe widely that there is a serious threat to the future of the world. This is an area that many of you will be able to help address as we look to the future. Steve Lipstein, in his remarks, pointed to another global challenge, and that's the challenge of the aging population. I stand before you already eligible for Medicare. And as Mr. Lipstein pointed out, the fraction and absolute population above 65 in this country will grow. And the challenge internationally is even greater in certain countries. In countries like Korea and Japan, the replacement rate or birth rate is lower than in the United States. The aging of the population is a challenge in terms of addressing the medical challenges that we are going to face. That includes Alzheimer's disease, which by the time one reaches the life expectancy that Steve Lipstein mentioned in connection with turning 65, in the mid-80s, there is a significant probability that an individual will show the symptoms of Alzheimer's. But not everyone will. Research here at Washington University shows that Alzheimer's is not normal aging. Aging can bring additional challenges beyond the medical challenge. There are social and economic consequences. How does one conduct a life of meaning and purpose beyond what one calls the traditional work years? In countries like Japan and Korea, where the advance in healthcare and the economic circumstances have enabled people to move ahead in life expectancy to approximately 80 years of age, where are the young people who are going to be supporting the economy of those countries and therefore the older population? These are challenges that we are going to face in the United States as well. The country of China, which is one of the most populous countries, also faces this challenge. And in just a couple of decades, it is likely that China will have a population defined to be elderly, so that now includes me, age 65 and above. The population of these in China will be larger than the entire population of the United States. So these are major issues that we need to work together to address. The global population is in fact growing, and this brings with it the challenge of providing the nutritious food and clean water that we all need for healthy lives. So there are certainly major challenges that face the entire world as well as the United States. There are many challenges domestically with respect to achieving social justice. The debate that's taking place in the US Congress in these days is one that illustrates well some of the challenge of coming to grips with the challenges we face domestically. Oftentimes, it's easy to agree on the nature of the challenge, but it's difficult to agree on the solutions we should pursue to address these problems and challenges. Today, I think we in America need to acknowledge we have a divided country. Those on one side and on the other are not coming together to discuss the potential solutions to the problems we face. And it is my hope that your generation, you're the next generation of society's leaders, that you will in fact engage with each other and with others to not only recognize and detail the problems, but begin to discuss solutions that we can work on that will make our world a better place for all and contribute to enhancing the quality of life, which is one of our objectives. You are creative. Obviously, by finishing your degree requirements, you're working hard, and you're very dedicated. We now extend to you the challenge of working hard to lead a life of meaning and purpose and help address some of these great challenges that we face as a world community. I'm proud that you are Washington University graduates. I look forward to following your careers with great interest, and we wish you all the very best as you pursue the next phase of your life and career. Thank you very much. Congratulations, 2017 graduates.
Let us now stand for the singing of the alma mater. The words may be found in the back of your program. Tyler Smith, who is pursuing a degree in mechanical engineering, will lead us. We invite everyone to please join in the singing of the Washington University alma mater.
Dear alma mater, thy name is sweet to me. Our hearts are all for thee, fair Washington. Thy hall shall honored be throughout this great country, for all eternity, our Washington. Those days of youth which all of us spent with thee form a dear history, fair Washington. Could they renew it be, we live our days with thee for all eternity, our Washington.
We ask the parents and the guests to remain in their seats until after the degree candidates have left the gym. All guests and candidates are invited to the athletic complex lobby immediately following the ceremony, where the chancellor and the deans will be there to greet the students.